Everybody, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. TammyTalks here. So let's go ahead and get into the Kings of Napa Season 1, Episode 2, She's Gotta Crush It. If you are brand new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, thumbs up the video, hop into the comment section, and let's talk about it. Huge thank you to everybody that helped get me to 2,000 subscribers. So, what's the next natural goal? 5,000. We're going for 5,000 subscribers now, y'all. Yeah, let's go for 5,000 from this video. I want 5,000. No, I'm just playing. But I do appreciate everybody that has been supporting my channel and all that good stuff. So if you are a new viewer or just a returning viewer and you have not subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. And let's go ahead and get into the recap, y'all. So the episode starts off with Dana still being mad that Dana is mad that August is what he is anticipating her being late to the meeting. We know that he is still seething at the fact that their father left August in charge instead of him. He is CFO, but he wanted to oversee the entire company. So he's sitting there, and as everyone's coming in, he's doing a countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, on his Janet. And right as he says one, August walks in and apologizes for being late, when really, girl, if you the boss, this is your meeting, you were right on time. So August is now going full steam ahead with her idea to launch a dessert wine, typically a Moscato. So Dana is still on his "we can't afford it, we're already in the hole." This is going to kind of mess up the stock that we have with the Chardonnay and that type of stuff that we have going already. His wife even points out that, young millennials right now, they don't drink wine. They drink craft IPAs and they vape organic weed strains. And I'm like, that's true. August has had the idea that, maybe we can go into the credit line. We're going to make this work. And he was like, the credit line is almost maxed out. And I'm like, damn. But my whole thing is too. So Dana is talking all this mess, right, about what he should be doing for the company, how he should be in charge. And it's really on some, were you really were you telling your father what was going on with the books? Were you really keeping an eye on that? Or were you just, sitting back and waiting for the company to go under so that you can save it in a way? It's very weird to me how Dana is so quick to talk about the numbers now and say he's on top of the numbers, but you really let your family get into the red. So that is I'm going to keep an eye on that, because something about that and Dana is not sitting right with me just yet. So I guess it's we're going to do it. She gives everybody their assignments, tells the aunt, I need you to, make sure we get a good distributor. Tells Dana's wife, who I still have not caught her name, I think it's Rose, that, we need a banging PR campaign. We need everybody, all hands on board, all hands on deck, because we got to get the company, back into the black. So next we see August and her mother, Vanessa. They're walking through the vineyard, and she tells August that she's proud of what she's doing with the company so far. She liked the way she handled herself in the meeting. And then she kind of slips in, and, I'm going to be getting rid of your father's things. I'm throwing everything out. And August is it's very soon. It's been 3 weeks. It's a lot going on with their father suddenly dying. The stuff that's going on with him sleeping with Melanie and Bridget. It's a lot. So, we are fully prepared and okay if you just kind of go hide out, probably in, another house that they own, and, just disappear for the rest of the year. Get yourself together. And she was like, no, I'm going to go and accept my award. Well, before that, August tells her maybe she should get some therapy. Therapy is big. That's what everybody's suggesting. Everything you hear, therapy. And August is just kind of suggesting maybe you need to go talk to somebody like I did. It's traumatic, for somebody to die like that, and he died in front of them. You know what I mean? Then you have everything that happened as a result, the snowball effect of everything that happened afterwards. But the mother is like, no, I'm fine. Don't need to talk to anybody. She said, so I guess Reggie is being honored that night, getting some type of award. And August is like, I'll go handle it for you. And her mother was like, absolutely not. I want to go do this on my own. Because it's going to be nice for me to accept something that I like really, played a part in. Tells her that I'm going to go in, make my speech. I'll come in the back and then I'll dip out right away. So don't even worry about that. So August, gets a phone call again saying that she has to meet whatever this Scream-esque type person because she has to make a payment of the $150,000. Now, I'm going to say it here and I'm going to probably say it again later. I think this is Dana behind this, to be real. I think it's Dana behind this. It's just so convenient. I think it's Dana. And I feel like it was probably Dana trying to overtake his father. I can very well see Dana extorting all this money from his father so that he could build another vineyard or go branch out himself and do things the way that he wants to do it completely. I think this is Dana behind this, to be real. So we see August is meeting with Bridget. And they kind of talk about how it is unfortunate and kind of unfair that Vanessa is taking this out on Bridget. In a way, I'm on Vanessa's side where I know it would be hard for her to have to look at this girl. Like, she can't look at her the same because you're still my niece, but you're like my ex-husband. Like, it's weird. So I know it's hard for her, but on the other hand, it's like, you gung-ho about this company, girl. This is who grows your grapes. You know what I mean? So the angel kind of talking about how it's not fair, and August then tells Bridget that they're being extorted. That, she keeps getting these like random phone calls, and she has to go and make these payments. And it's weird because their dad was a guy that was very not by the book, but very what's the word? Predictable. So he did everything the same way, the same time, all the time. And Bridget is like, yeah, he never missed one of our, lobster roll dates. And August said lobster roll dates. So Bridget is basically saying that they would get together once a month and always go to lunch. And all you can tell August is feeling away. She was like, girl, it was really so that he can go to the bank. And August is like, my dad had a bank manager. He didn't go to the bank. And she was like, no. There's, Bank of Napa across the street. He literally would go every time. So they go to the bank, and August has her father's death certificate, so she's able to let them know he passed away. I need to access these accounts. And she's able to find out that her dad did indeed have an account, and that he was making $150,000 payments from that account every month. That's what they were doing, the withdrawals. So they go to Melanie, who is Bridget's mother, and ask if she knew that, that he was being extorted, because more than likely he was getting the money to pay for it or to pay that person from her. She said that she knew that it was some strange person that was asking him for money. She said the person came out of nowhere. She doesn't know if it was like some type of organized crime or whatever. But as soon as he got wind of the person kind of asking for the money or whatever, he was scared. So he came to her because she clearly has a bunch of money. And they were like, why didn't he tell my mom? Why didn't he tell his wife? And Melanie's reasoning is Reggie didn't want to taint the image that Vanessa had of him. So he wanted to appear perfect in his wife's eyes as the guy that had it all together, that, didn't have to worry about anything. Meanwhile, he's over here being a sleaze and like basically living a double life. So they asked August what she's going to do. And she was like, well, I'm going to keep paying him, because if my dad would have found a way to stop, then he would have. But, if this man has plans to the house and the vineyards and the outlines and blueprints, yeah, I need to keep paying him. Again, Dana. I'm sorry, but this is giving me Dana, y'all. And I could be wrong, but I wholeheartedly believe this is Dana. I think this is Dana just trying to extort money. So Melanie has the audacity to offer her $75,000 to help. Why would I take more money from you and you don't went and basically sued me to try to get the money back from before? Melanie, please. Please. Let's not do this. Melanie's going to work my nerve. I can feel it. Melanie is going to work my nerve every single episode because you're doing stupid shit at this point. No, we don't want no more money from you. You're already suing us for money. So Vanessa is hosting a bachelorette party at the vineyard. So it seems like they have a lot of different black women wine groups come and have parties there and do tours and different things like that, which is really a very good idea for them to be a black vineyard, to have, you know, these different women's social groups from basically around the country come in and, you know, hang out there and get tours and, you know, get educated about wine and how vineyards work. So after she gets done with like her little opening and lets them go out and try different wines and explore the vineyard, Yvette, Reggie's sister, comes in and mentions that she saw his stuff all packed up and was like, he got a lot of books I don't read. Maybe I should get some of his books. So, you know, Vanessa's like, girl, take whatever you want. And then she just starts talking about how she can't believe that this is happening, how her sister is lying, and she hopes that, you know, Yvette isn't talking to Melanie because it would just crush her. Basically telling her, you need to pick sides. You're going to be down with me. I don't want you down with my sister. And Yvette is like, girl, whatever. I'm here for you. But then tells her, like, you know, we need Bridget because Bridget is the grower. And what is the most important part of your wine business? Your grapes. So you need Bridget back. And Vanessa said Bridget is just a casualty of war. Like, it's nothing personal against her. This has everything to do with her mother, but I can't right now. And I'm like, Vanessa, I think you messing up. I think you're messing up. So Dana and Christian are playing on the Oculus virtual reality. And again, Dana is bitching about August being in charge. And Christian is just like, let it blow over. She might do a good job. You have no idea. Dad put her in charge because X, Y, and Z. Like, you know, basically on some deal with it. I don't have to worry because I actually get along with our sister. So it's not a big deal to me. August comes in and it's like, y'all need to be getting to work. And Dana, I need to talk to you. Not about the company, but about Dad. So on some brother to sister, we need to talk. Not even talking about the company, just on some real shit. We need to talk right now. So Christian, after getting his ass handed to him by August about how he needs to go and get to work, is out in the vineyard, dripped up and draped down. And he comes out there and this older man who I'm going to assume is like probably like a leader or manager out there, it's kind of like, you're late, half hour late. Like, what are you even doing? The only time you've been out here in the past 15 years was once when you tried to grow some weed out here up in our mix. So, like, this, you know, let us get to doing what we need to do. Why don't you go and do whatever it is you want to do? And you can tell that Christian feels away. But I hate this trope that we see on television when it comes to black sons. It's like they always like to do this thing where they're just these huge mess ups, these huge screw ups, and then whenever they try to do the right thing, you know, it comes across as everybody's out to get them and hates them. No, if you ain't been out here for the past 15 years, your father even mentioned last week on the first episode that you never took this serious. We not about to feel sorry for you, that the people out there that have been working on the vineyard and working out in the fields and, you know, really taking care of the grapes, we're not going to feel sorry for you, that they see right through what you are and they know you be out on bull all the time. So, you know, his little feelings to her, and he walk away, man, forget y'all. Yeah, go on in the house. Go find something to do, Christian, because this ain't it. So, Dana is mad that August didn't come and talk to him first about being extorted. And he's like, why did you tell Bridget? Why did you tell Melanie? So, he kind of feels like as the CFO, he needs to know everything. And it's like, Dana, does it matter? You're finding out now. But I also kind of feel like, too, if you're supposed to be the CFO and you feel like you were so close with your dad, why didn't you know what was going on? You know what I mean? It's weird to me. But like I kind of feel like, why didn't you really know or have any type of idea what was going on? So while that's going on, while they're kind of arguing back and forth, August gets a phone call from the same little creepy man and says that he's watching the mother. He's out on the grounds, and Dana takes the phone and it's like, I'll call the police and blah blah blah. And he's like, look, it's gonna take 3 minutes for you to call the police, 13 minutes for them to get here. I'm 3 minutes away. By that time, I can have your mama yoked up. And I said, don't kill Vanessa. Don't kill Vanessa. But it's just silly. And that's why I think this is Dana. Because what random person is going to have the blueprints to the house, is going to be able to be inside the house, get onto the grounds, and all that stuff like that. Like, we all watched Greenleaf. Like, the Greenleafs lived in a big compound like that, too. They had a guard at the gate. Like, come on, y'all. So, we see Vanessa accepting the award, and then when she leaves, Dana, Bridget, and August go to drop off the money. Now, they told August to come by herself. She done brought 2 other people with her, but they leave the money, like, in the woods or whatever somewhere, and we can see the person, like, up above her, kind of looking down. Bridget got a gun, and then they, like, turn and leave. And I'm like, we really didn't need to see this scene, because, like, nothing happened with it, but okay. So Christian is talking to Yvette, and he's talking about how he feels, how hard it is to harvest the grapes and, the land and all that stuff, and how the workers don't respect him or like him. And he was like, I don't know what to do. And she was like, charm him, make them feel like you're there to really work, that you're on their level, build some rapport, build some morale, like, get in touch with them. Don't make it seem like you just out here because you want to be out here because you're trying to be nosy or you're trying to come out here running some stuff. This is these people's job. So we see Bridget, Dana, and August. They are out for drinks after dropping off the money, right? And they're out talking about what's going on and how they need to try to figure out who this person is, why they're doing this to their father. And Kelvin's wife, who is Melanie's lawyer and August's ex-boyfriend from high school, comes up. It's awkward. She's being super nice, but they're all being awkward around her. So then after that, it's like Dana, like, blinks and he's like a different Dr. Jekyll and Hyde. Like, he's a complete different person. And he started calling their dad out and was like, he never loved us and we were loyal to him. And he's an enemy and a traitor. He said, I'm about to go and tell mama. And I said, well, somebody needs to tell her what's going on because she don't know. So we switch over, and the next morning, Dana and his wife are in there. They're ready to tell the mother, ready to tell Vanessa. August comes in, and August and Dana end up lying and saying that the money was coming from their father was working with some kids in Oakland to help them pay for college. And Vanessa, like, flips and was like, why are there all these secrets? Like, why didn't y'all tell me this before? Tells August, you got 6 months to get this company out of the red and into the black. Otherwise, I will make sure the board votes you out, and we're going to find somebody who I can trust and who's not going to lie to me. So Dana and his wife look at each other on some, boom, we got it. We got it now. So we see Bridget painting, and while she's painting, she, like, knocks over some of her stuff into a box. And she sees, like, some letters and some letters and some cassette tapes. So clearly they're important. So we'll find out what happens with them later. We then see August is meeting with Kelvin. She's asking him, like, how does extortion work? Stuff like that. He asks if she's in trouble because I'm here to help you. And she was like, no, I'm good. So he tells her that Melanie called and wanted to revise the payment arrangements. Because she doesn't want them to overexert themselves while they're trying to make this payment. While they're trying to make these payments back to her, and that, she just wants Bridget to be able to get her job back. So August signs the papers, and then Kelvin is like, so when can I see the other August? And I was like, oh, ain't you married? And that's August goes in on this rant about how you're married and men expect everything. And he was like, I'm separated. Still got my ring on because I didn't want to start dating yet. And, I didn't blast it to Instagram, whatever. So I guess now they're going to start dating again. And I'm like, okay, it's too much going on the show. The scenes are cutting too fast. It's very soap opera-ish. We are not seeing nearly enough wine. We're not seeing nearly enough wine on the show. So Bridget gets back, Bridget comes over to the house to see August. Tells August that she wants her job back now. She's not playing with her. But then she gives her some paperwork, this folder, and she was like, I found these, and it's basically love letters that her father was writing Melanie, and then Melanie was like making like mixtapes. Making like mixtapes for him with a bunch of love songs, whatever. While they're talking about this, Vanessa overhears, comes in too, wants to read the letters, flips out, goes into where like Dana comes in and tells her that there's a party waiting on her. So Vanessa done lost her shit. So Vanessa goes into the party and it's like, my husband is cheating on me with my sister and had all this. And it's like, you doing too much and this is stupid. Because now you're tarnishing the winery's name unnecessarily. And then it's like, thank you for coming to the House of Kings where we are about Black excellence and infidelity. And it's like, see yourselves out. Okay. Like, I just feel like that was stupid. That was so unnecessary to do. Why did you take that out on your guests? Why not just have someone else lead the tour? It's so stupid. I'm not liking Vanessa. Like, you want to feel sorry for her because of what's going on, but like the stuff that she's doing, it's like jarring and stupid, and it's kind of making you like not feel sorry for her. So then we see August is sitting with her mom and Rose and Yvette, and her mom is like trying to eat some chocolates because now she's all sad and depressed again. And August gets a phone call that, look, now I told you to come by yourself and you didn't. So now the person on the phone feels disrespected, and it's like, I even left some chocolate by your mom's bed. And it's like, how would you get in the house? How would nobody see you in the house? Dana. It's Dana, y'all. So she goes over, tells her mom, you're eating too much. And her mom said, oh, now we shaming folk? So she takes the chocolate, tells her mom, I'm going to make you some fruit. And then she goes and she's talking to Dana, and they agree that they need to get some extra security, etc., etc., etc. And then Dana's like, look, Bridget can't come back into this house because she's upsetting mom. It's going to get to the point where mom is going to kill her and then kill herself. So deal with it. So we see Christian has chicken and liquor set up, y'all, for the workers before they go to work. And that older man said, what the fuck is wrong with you? They cannot go out here and get liquored up before going out into the field and working with these big heavy machines that can kill somebody. And it was kind of like, Christian, I get what you're trying to do, but that old man ain't going. He was like, so you got some big shoes to fill. This is not a game. Either take this shit seriously or just let me handle it from here. So we see Bridget is at home and she's telling her mom that she saw the letters and the mixtapes between the two. She's mad at her mama because she was like, you was really, doing the most. Tells her mother that the Kings are her family and the Kings will take care of her and that she's going to make sure that her mother is left out high and dry. Cue August. August comes to the door and basically tells her, you can't come back to the vineyard because I don't want to hurt my mom. And this is hurting her. So August and Bridget get into it over legacy and family. And Bridget turns real, shady. And it's like, well, you will never be... Tells her that you're destroying everything that, our dad built. Because now he's our dad. But, last episode, you was on some, he's your dad, not ours. And she basically tells her, you'll never be like dad. And I said, well, that was unnecessary, Bridget. I feel like you can see everybody's side in this easily. So then August comes back home. Her mom is clearly a little tipsy. And her mother was like, thank you. I know what you did and I'm proud of you. And her mother was like, how did you, August is like, how did you even know what I did? So Melanie is at the door and she comes in and she's like, if you got a problem with me, fine, but don't do this to Bridget. You have to give her her job back. You know, depression runs in our family. I've never seen my daughter like this. Kind of like pleading. And Vanessa's like, girl, I don't care about your relationship with your daughter. Why would I care about that? Unfortunately, I don't give a damn about your daughter anymore. And then this kind of tells her that if August would have wanted her back, I would have supported her 100%. But see, my daughter respects me, unlike your daughter. And it's basically like, so you can go and get the hell on. And August is back there looking like, oh shit. Wow. Like, so, because remember, August never even asked her mother if Bridget could come back. She assumed that her mother did not want Bridget to come back after a while. So her mother tells her, business is hard, but family is a beast. I like the show, but it's so much. It's so much, y'all. It's giving Tyler Perry. It's very over-the-top dramatic. I thought we would be seeing more actually about the winery. We could at least see them like delivering wine to places. But if you enjoyed the episode and you enjoyed tonight's content, go ahead, thumbs up the video, subscribe if you haven't, and I will catch you guys in the next one.